Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A former millionaire who lost everything to ice addiction has offered to lend a hand to troubled ex-TV star Andrew O'Keefe, claiming he is capable of redemption and a return to the small screen. Last week, the former host of Deal or No Deal was once again in the news when he was charged with allegedly threatening a man and driving under the influence of drugs. Police officers stopped the 52-year-old on Cranbrook Road in Sydney's affluent suburb of Bellevue Hill at 11:45 a.m. last Sunday after he allegedly appeared drug-affected behind the wheel of a Mercedes sedan. He returned a positive roadside test and officers discovered an ice pipe in his jacket pocket. O'Keefe denied it was his, and Daily Mail Australia does not suggest otherwise. The former quiz show king's fall from grace and very public battle with addiction, which has seen him go into rehabilitation over 10 times, is a tale all too depressingly familiar to Andrea Simmons. She too once had it all, a family, a $1.4 million home and millions in the bank before a nightmarish plunge into ice addiction stripped her of everything, reducing her to a petty thief who scavenged discarded cigarette butts. I would love the opportunity to talk with Andrew, to give it a shot because I have a high success rate of being able to cut through the mess, Ms. Simmons told Daily Mail Australia. I would love to see him restored. I honestly hate seeing people fall from glory like that. I know how to fight that fight and I feel like I can help him. Ms. Simmons, now in her early 50s, had earned her first million in property development by the age of 21, was married with 2 children and semi-retired by 27, owned 3 properties, drove a Mercedes convertible, spent weekends on her boat and enjoyed luxury holidays in 5-star resorts every 6 months. The trained singer and dancer, who had never dabbled with drugs in her life, also starred alongside a young Margot Robbie, who she shared an acting coach with, in TV commercials and productions on the Gold Coast. But after her marriage broke down, she fell in love with a new man who, unbeknownst to her, was in the throes of his own addiction to ice. He offered me something to smoke that he claimed would make me relax. He said, "You trust me, don't you? I look all right, I'm not going to hurt you." He likened it to a bit of marijuana. It wasn't like a needle or a tablet, a pill that you're taking that you can't control. So I thought, I'm 40, what's the worst thing that can happen? The momentary lack of imagination would cost Ms. Simmons dear. That one drag on an ice pipe sucked her into a 2-year nightmare that went from bad to worse very, very quickly. I lost everything. I ended up on the street. I was stealing to eat. I was picking up cigarette butts off the ground, she said. I was 39 kilograms and my kidneys were bleeding. My hair was falling out. I had gum infections. I chipped my front tooth. My mom didn't even recognize me. Her addiction devoured all her money, eventually saddling her with $70,000 worth of debt. Despite being clean for over 12 years, the destruction of Ms. Simmons' addiction still reverberates today. One of my daughters still doesn't talk to me. I've lost people I love, I have heart issues, and I can't drink alcohol because my kidneys are damaged, she said. The drug did so much damage to her brain that a scan showed whole sections had turned black and were no longer functioning, obliterating memories of her pre-ice life. I couldn't remember parts of my life and I had to recreate my whole being, she said. I remember my daughter said to me, "Mom, it's like you're a teenager again, you don't know what you like or what you want." She added, "That's why I've made it my mission to warn anyone, especially the youth, but anyone that I can about the serious consequences associated with this drug." Ms. Simmons founded the Australian Anti-Ice Campaign, AAIC, in 2013 and the organization has so far trained over 200 people to help other drug addicts overcome their problems. She dedicates all of her time to teaching in schools, youth detention centers, and prisons to warn youngsters of the dangers of addiction and has successfully helped hundreds of people turn their lives around. This is why she thinks she can be the one to help O'Keefe. I would show him who he really is and his value, and I would tell him that he needs to